Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing.
Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the Sleep When I'm Dead book club and all of their 2024 picks, what I thought of them, and my ranking. So I did this last year. I really enjoyed doing that, so I thought I would bring it back again this year, especially since I also managed to read every single pick this year. There are 11 picks. Every September, Jessie hosts, or she has for the last couple of years, hosts a readathon for the anniversary of the book club. I think this was the third anniversary. The first year I failed miserably. The second and the third year I did amazing. So yeah, we're going to talk about the books, what I thought about them, what I rated them, and then I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my absolute favorite. So I have some notes here. Okay, so the very first pick of the year for January was Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry, and I rated this book 2 stars. I thought it had so much potential. The story is basically about 3 different women trapped in a story, a very unique story. Everyone has like a different vibe, a different genre, and I was so intrigued until the ending, and then it just ruined it for me. So I really liked the first story the best, and then the second story a little bit less, and then the third story a little bit less. So I rated it 2 stars. Let's move on to February. All right, in February it was The Clinic by Kate Quinn, and this story is about a sister whose sister was in this clinic and she died, and she doesn't believe it was an accident. So she's getting herself admitted to this clinic so she can go in and do some investigation and find her sister or any information about her. I rated this one 4 stars. I loved the vibes and the atmosphere, and I was just in it. I don't know exactly why I didn't rate it like 5 stars at the time, but I just remember really, really liking it. I also really, really love the book cover. For March, it was Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham, and this one, I could see why this one got so many mixed reviews, honestly. You're either gonna like portions of this book or not like portions of this book, which is why I ended up giving it a 3-star rating. It is a academic setting set in college. You basically have the main character, her best friend dies while they're in high school, and now she's in college and she's moving into a new house with some new roommates, and you know, she's kind of navigating college and new friendships. And then also we find out in another like timeline, or you kind of find out that there is a boy that lived in the house next door that is dead, and you're trying to figure out like, how did he die? Which one of the girls in this house did it, or did they do it? Is he dead? Is he missing? Like, what's going on? I ended up giving this one a 3 stars. I do typically like school settings, academic settings, female friendships, you know, murder, all of those things. But for some reason it just didn't like grip me or pull me in like I wanted it to, so that's why I gave it 3 stars. Next up for April, it was Murder Road by Simone St. James. And fun fact, I actually discussed this over on my podcast, Talk Bookish to Me, with Elise from Literally Elise here on YouTube. We had a great discussion about the book, and she did like it more than I did. I rated this one 3 stars. And I think I just need to realize that Simone St. James is not for me. I really don't like paranormal stories, and that's what Simone St. James is known for. I did think it had creepy moments, but it's basically about this newlywed couple that's on their way to their honeymoon destination, and they end up picking up this hitchhiker, and she's like on the run. They take her to the hospital. She ends up dying. Now they're being investigated and all of this crazy stuff. I mean, it was an interesting story. I just don't like a ghost did it as the explanation. I want things that could realistically happen. So I think I just prefer too much realistic fiction to paranormal stories. So that's why I gave that one 3 stars. In May, there was Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth, and I've read a lot of Sally Hepworth novels. In fact, I did an author spotlight of Sally Hepworth on my podcast this year as well. I did that with Keisha from A Book Like You, but Darling Girls is one that she hasn't read and I read. I rated it 4 stars. I really enjoyed this one. It was so twisted and dark, but so different, but also like the writing was good. And Sally Hepworth is really known for her characters, and I really think the characters shine in this one. It's about these foster sisters and the horrible conditions that they grew up in this foster home. And then something was found buried underneath the house, and now the police are questioning them and investigating and trying to find out like who and what was buried under the house and why and who done it. And you're just really getting to like learn these girls and their story of living in this foster care home. And yeah, it was just so good. So I gave that one 4 stars. And then in June, they read Everyone is Watching by Heather Gudenkopf. And this one was fun. It was my first Heather Gudenkopf, and it was about this reality show where you go to this manor and you compete in these games where people are watching you, and the games are twisted and scary. Like, it's unhinged. And I would say I was really enjoying it until like the reveal of what was happening and all of that. So I gave this one 3 stars. In July, I was so excited for July because it was Middle of the Night by Riley Sager with me and the Fab Five. I got to be on the discussion with Jesse and Lena and Jordan and Summer, and me, Lena, and Jesse actually met up. I forget exactly the town where we went, maybe Fredericksburg. That's probably wrong. Anyway, we met up in another town in Virginia because we all live in Virginia, but we kind of like drove there, met up, and we had like a little like book signing with Riley Sager, and it was so much fun. I do have a separate video about those adventures. But wow, this book really let me down. I gave it 3 stars, but honestly, I could see myself, you know, giving it 2. But I think 3 stars because I did like the ominous vibes. I liked the retro vibes of this one. This one is about this man that's moving back into the house that he grew up in. And when he was younger, his best friend that lived next door was like taken out of the tent that they were sleeping in their backyard in the middle of the night. And he's trying to figure out like, well, no one really knew what happened, but now he's getting signs that maybe Billy is back, and we're just trying to figure out what happened. So yeah, it had some good parts, some bad parts. That's why I rated it right in the middle at 3 stars, but I'm so sad I didn't love this one more. And yeah. Next up for August, they read What Have You Done by 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔, and I haven't read many books by this author, but I have read a couple. I also have a couple on my shelf. I have An Unwanted Guest and Someone We Know, but I was glad to dive back into 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔. I really do like her writing. I think she's very approachable and digestible, but you have a girl that goes missing or she's dead, you don't know, and then her friends are trying to figure out like what happened to her. And I just really enjoyed the ride. It wasn't really fast paced. It wasn't slow paced. It just had a good pace. The author did a really good job of shifting blame around, and, you know, all of these like horrible men that she was writing about. Shifting around your suspicions is so much fun to read. And then also she did something with like one of the POVs that I've only seen like one time before. And I really like when like tiny little unique elements make it into a thriller that may seem like commonplace, because it makes it a little bit more unique. So overall, I really enjoyed this story and I gave it 4 stars. Again, the setting in Vermont and the description of the town and the people and the close-knit community was really what sold me on this one. And then September was the month that she hosted the readathon, and it seemed like so much fun. I was just so busy at the time that I did not have time to participate, but I hope she brings something like this back next year, and then I do plan to participate. In October, the Hitchcock Hotel by Stephanie Warble was the pick, and man, I ate this book up. I gave it 4 stars, so it's not like a new all-time favorite, but like, I think it's going to stand the test of time. The vibes were everything. The reason why I rated it 4 stars instead of 5 stars is because I don't think the mystery was like that great, or like, you know, the reveal and stuff like that. But I just loved the vibes of this hotel and the Hitchcock, like, you know, nod. And then also she did a special interview with the author, and she has available for her Patreon members, so I was also able to watch that. And yeah, this is always going to be on my fall recommendation list because I just had so much fun with it. Next up, in November, The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Recolak. This is another one where she has an author interview available for her Patreon members. So I think that's a super fun perk of joining her Patreon. I know she has done a few other author interviews, and those were available like publicly. So this book, for the first 50%, I was really in it. It really built a sense of dread and engagement, and I just like could not flip the pages fast enough. But this one climaxed too early for me, and about halfway through, it just kind of revealed everything, and then it was just kind of all downhill from there. So that's why I rated that one 3 stars. I did, over my Patreon, a reading vlog of this book. So if you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts, you can definitely join my Patreon and get access to that video. So I rated this one 3 stars because the first half was really, really good. The second half I could have cared less about. So I figured 3 stars was a good rating. And then in December, the short story or novelette, The Gift by Freida McFadden. And this one, obviously, I can't barely say anything about it. I initially liked the story. I think without the very last part, it could have gotten a higher rating from me, but as is, I gave it 3 stars. But if you're looking for something to boost your, you know, Goodreads numbers here at the end of the year, like, definitely give it a go. It's only like 50 some pages. Yeah, but I rated that one 3 stars as well. So as you can see from all of my star ratings, I had 1 2 star, a bunch of 3 stars, and then a few 4 stars. I had no 5 star picks this year, which makes me so sad, but some that almost made it to the 5 star category. Now it's time to talk about my ranking of the books to find out which one was my favorite. Coming in at number 11 with the lowest star rating is Good Girls Don't Die. Like I said, it had so much potential, but it just fell flat. I had 6 books that I gave a 3 star rating to, and there's definitely like a level. Some that are like lower 3 stars, some that are solid 3 stars, and some that almost made it into the 4 star category. So coming in at number 10 is The Gift. Coming in at number 9 is Middle of the Night. Number 8, Only If You're Lucky. Number 7, Murder Road. Number 6, Everyone Is Watching. And number 5, The Last One at the Wedding. The last 4 books are all ones that I rated 4 stars, and the top 3 are definitely my favorites, obviously. So coming in at number 4, What Have You Done? Coming in at number 3, and the top 3 were so hard to put in an order, but this is the order for today, you know? Number 3 is The Hitchcock Hotel. It's in the number 3 spot because while I loved the vibes, the mystery wasn't there for me. You know what I'm saying? Number 2 was The Clinic. And the reason why it's number 2 is it was the February pick. I read it so long ago. I think I would like to reread it to remember some of the details, but I love the cover, and it was just so good and so atmospheric while also being creepy and ominous, and you're trying to figure it out. But coming in at number 1 that means that darling girl's favorite Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick of the year. So that is the winner, according to me, and only me. That's the winner for Sleep When I'm Dead this year. But if you want to check out the Sleep When I'm Dead book club, I will have all of the information linked down in the description box. Like I said, it's run by my best friend, Jessie. Let's talk about next year though. I really stressed myself out with book clubs this year, and I'm going to do my best to be supportive, but also not stressing myself out. So we shall see what 2025 holds. If you read all of the book club picks, or even if you didn't, let me know what your favorite was from the year down in the comment section down below. But that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, friends.